we already have more transaction volume in stablecoins, last year, even the year before, frankly, than all of the transaction volume of Visa and Mastercard and PayPal combined. So stablecoins far outpace that transaction level. But
Hold on, can you help me understand what that means? Because that's blown my mind. When you say it as that phrase, I'm like, what?
Yep, exactly. So much more money is transacted on stablecoins than there is transacted through traditional credit card payment systems on an annual basis. But the amazing thing is that even though those number of transactions are higher, the universe of people or accounts conducting those transactions is much smaller because arguably only about 200 million people in the world are using stablecoins at the moment. Well, people, institutions, accounts, whatever you want to call it. And about 6 billion have credit cards. So if you think about that, that's amazing. And why is it so popular? Well, it's so popular because it's really useful, right? If you think about it, think about how hard, how challenging it is just to solve international payments. If I live here in London, if I want to send money to Jeremy in the US, I need to convert the currency, I need to go down to my bank, I need to open up a telegraphic transfer, fill out the forms. 3 days later, he gets it, and I'm short, 6% or 10% or whatever the fee is on that amount. If I send him stablecoins, then it costs me a negligible amount of money and transaction cost, probably on the order of less than $1, regardless of whether I send him $1 or $1 billion. And he gets it instantly, well, within a minute. And anybody can send it to anybody without the need for a bank in the middle. So that's an amazing innovation because think of all the people in the world who don't have easy access to bank accounts. Think of all the banks that say, well, if you want to send a transfer of money, we have a minimum of $100 or $500 to send. Otherwise, it's not worth the paperwork. But I can send Jeremy 10 cents if I want. You can be infinitely small or infinitely large, and it's the same cost. So when you have a payment system like that enables everybody in the world to pay each other at almost no cost, that's actually quite revolutionary. And so one of the obvious places that we've seen big uptake on this are, of course, in emerging markets, because payment options for people in emerging markets are more limited, typically.
What are those transactions?
It runs the gamut from market traders in Nigeria buying and selling vegetables and using their mobile devices as payment rails to, hedge funds and banks settling between accounts, in the tens and hundreds of millions.
All right, so what did we just watch right there?
We watched Thinking on Paper, bite-sized, a shot of technological tequila to your prefrontal cortex. It's just a taster, a smorgasbord of what awaits you with the full Thinking on Paper interviews. There really is nothing like it out there at the moment, connecting the dots of all these technologies. So subscribe where you're listening, check the long-former interviews out, and remember, stay curious,
Be disruptive.
keep thinking on paper.